Hello, welcome back. It's been a while, and I won't lie, I am absolutely bricking myself. 8 months ago was the last time I put a video out. But sometimes you just get those, you just want to bite the bullet, get back into it, and here we are. Here we are. Thank you, everybody who's stuck with us. I do appreciate it. It has been a bit of a torrid time over the last couple of months. Well, quite a few months. I won't say just a couple. But yeah, it's so good to be here and be back chatting amongst you guys and giving you guys some more content online. Now, half the chat I'm probably going to go on about today is probably already out there on social media and everything else. But it's nice to just put some content out, isn't it? And that's what we all like. Just let's have a look at some comments. One from Henry. How are you doing? And says, yes, Dan, lovely to see you again. I'm so glad to see you. Glad to be back. The missus is in as usual. She's everywhere, like shit in a field. Is Kate, just like me. Guess who's back? I'm glad you think that. Anyway, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I'm a fat bald ginger heifer, but hey, I'll take gorgeous Dan any day of the week. Russ, how are you doing? Hope you are well. Everyone in the family is well, and you as well, Chris. Hope life's treating you good. Hope life is good wherever you are. Like I said, get your comments in, and I'm looking forward to getting back and being able to bring you watch-alongs, talking about transfers, having the match previews with opposition fans and stuff. It should be good. What's everyone's thoughts, by the way? Let's start off with the main bit, because as much as I want to speak about the transfers, let's talk about the Premier League fixtures. Get your comments in. Let us know what you think to those to the fixtures. The first game of that first six is brutal, isn't it? The first six is horrendous. But I actually said that it wouldn't surprise me. We saw the leaks where someone said it was going to be Fulham away. People put the two and two together with Scott Parker. But yeah, obviously Spurs, another former club of Parker's that he played at, and should be an interesting one because the last time, let's not forget, we went to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We needed to win to stay up. That was Vincent Kompany's Burnley then, but we are Scott Parker's Burnley now, and let's see what we can achieve. It should be good no matter what. Chris says it there. The first seven, really, not even the first six. Villa aren't to be messed with under Una, and I'm really sorry to hear that, Henry. Really sorry to hear that. But I hope you're all right, and obviously managing to get through the tough times and things like that. It is very difficult. One of the main reasons why I wasn't online was because the grief of loss kicked in. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be back into the swing of things, but obviously it's always there. And as someone said to me actually, that the pain never leaves, but how you manage the pain gets easier. So I hope everything is all right for you. And you spot on. We are back in the Prem. What a good time to come back, eh? Wait till we're back at the big time, Dan, eh? Milk it. But yeah, we was very nervous. Very nervous. A lot of fans were thinking we're going to end up playing at the unwashed down the M65. Not said that for a while. And obviously, they faltered. We just went on a rampage. Only conceded 2 goals all season. Say 2 goals. I mean, goal difference of 2 goals. It's just absolutely stupendous the season that we had. Luke's in. How you doing, mate? He says, good evening. Good evening to your fine self as well, my man. But yeah, let's have a look at them fixtures then. Let's have a look. Where are we? Getting used to a new setup, by the way. We're not on StreamYard anymore. We're on EveMux. So it's a little bit different, and I'm still trying to tweak it and get used to it. But let's have a look at the Prem fixtures then. Obviously, we start away at Spurs, which, again, Spursy things can happen. They've got the new manager, haven't they? They'll have Thomas Frank in charge. Should be interesting. Then at home to Sunderland, that game is massive for points on the board. I'm not ruling out those big six and whether Burnley can get points off them, but the Sunderland game is the games where we should be hopefully taking all 3 points, especially on our own stomping ground. Then away to Manchester United. Well, at that time, I think the is it AFCON's on as well, so they're going to be without Andre Onana. So let's. Who knows what happens? Who knows what's going to happen? Then away at Liverpool. No, sorry, at home to Liverpool. 2 games at home to Liverpool and at home to Forest. I think we played Liverpool start of the season before. I can't remember what year it was. Not start of the season, but a couple of games in, and we beat them 2-0. Sorry, Henry, but we did beat them 2-0. Vaux and Gray, or Vaux and Dre, however you want to call it, obviously giving us all the 3 points there. And then our proverbial away trip to the Etihad, which, yeah, the less said about that one, the better. What do you think about the fact of no Boxing Day fixture, no New Year's Day fixture? It's all a little bit weird, isn't it, this year? And like I say, it's really, really something I can't get used to. Chris says, I'm not ready to get used to not winning games again, which, yeah, you've gone from the season that you've had of being, well, still are 33 games unbeaten. Is it 33? Sure, it's slept since. We've won a lot. But yeah, even Northern Clarets says them first games are diabolical. Absolutely are. Absolutely are. Russ says, glad we both went up alongside Sunderland and not them from Bramall Lane. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. I don't want any of that crap Sheffield. I couldn't believe it when Wilder were giving it the Billy Big Bollocks, but I'm so glad that he's been able to shut up. He's also emptied his office now because he's gone. And I think they appointed the ex-Hull manager that kept them up. So let's see what they do next season. If they're without Onana, we'll have less chance of scoring. Exactly my point. The only other bonus is that we do play Liverpool at home, which means Mo Salah will be at AFCON. So that, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Swings and roundabouts. Luke says, looking forward to 6 points this season. As everyone knows, Luke has a bit of a love affair between Burnley and Nottingham Forest, but we all know where his first love is. And yeah, it is a strange one, no Boxing Day. But obviously, glad to see that everybody is well. Right, transfers. What are we doing? What's going on? I know as much as you guys, probably. There's no probably about it. I do. I know as much as you lot. And obviously, one that's pretty much done, I don't even say pretty much done, is done, is the goalkeeper from Karlsruhe, which is Max Weiss. Now, that's how it's pronounced. It might look a little bit weird, but it's pronounced Weiss. He's a young 20, I think he's 21-year-old. He's made 3 caps for Germany's under-20s. He's played 38 games for Karlsruhe last season. They sold their number 1 goalkeeper, and he played the whole of the 2024-25 campaign, and they finished 8th in Bundesliga 2. But Burnley seem to think that he will be our future number 1, which, if I'm not going to doubt it. Clearly, they'll have done some work on him and think that he's got enough about him to do that. But obviously, all the talk with Trafford potentially going to Newcastle as well. Let's not forget there's outgoings that are going to be mentioned in this as well. Could he have to step up to the plate earlier if Trafford is to, vacate? Or is there more to the Trafford deal? Because there's people saying, and I know it's all rumours, the rumour mill's rife at this time of year, but is Nick Pope coming back? Is Nick Pope going to be a little bargaining piece in the deal to make the deal a bit cheaper for Newcastle? Now, what would you guys do? Would you take Nick Pope back in a bit of money? I mean, personally, at 33, I think I'd rather have the young English goalkeeper. But I'm not going to grumble at Nick Pope coming back. I think he'd be solid for us, especially in the season where, as we've seen before, he was one of the main reasons for keeping us up, keeping us in games and 1 points on his own. But yeah, what do you guys make of the under-21s keeper signing? It's pretty much done, according to reports. I think Sky Sports News even reported it earlier today that the keeper had signed um, on the dotted line. Northern Clarets says, from what I have seen, he's got a save in him. Wouldn't want him starting. Should Trafford leave though? This is what I mean. It's a really tough one to call. And Trafford has been brilliant. He has 100% totally brilliant, and cannot fault him one bit. After the season that he came in, a lot of doubters, myself included, but last season he was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously helped by having not just two of, the two best centre-back partnership of the Championship. Just something else in Estevan, CJ Egan-Riley. Sad loss to lose CJ Egan-Riley on a free, by the way. But this is football. This is football, and CJ got his move to Marseille, and good luck to him. Hopefully, it works out. The next one, though, which I am I cannot wait till it's announced. This is a guy I signed on Football Manager, not last year, the year before, and he became an absolute wonder star for me on it. He was brilliant, and that is Quilinci Hartman. He is Feyenoord at the moment. Well, so we say, but medical apparently was done today. And the Dutch international has made 61 appearances for Feyenoord. 2 goals. Like I said, does play left back. But I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant. It's somewhere we've always said we need a left back. We've had to put Bashir Humphries on the left. We've used Bayer on the left in the past as well. But I think Pires, as the season's gone on, Pires has really come into his own. And I quite like how Pires has done. We saw that with Vitinho as well. Vitinho was the same, wasn't he? Throughout the season, he sort of gradually got better, a lot stronger as a player. And it was good to see Vitinho doing well in the FIFA Club World Cup as well, that 1-0 win for Botafogo over PSG. But yeah, left back, Quilinci Hartman, I think is just a solid signing. And bringing him through the door is going to be bloody fantastic. Russ said, never seen much of WEIß, but if he can replicate Traff, it could work out well. Again, says Hartman is a top tier signing with 10 million as well. Let's not forget, this is a player who last season, was it last season or the season prior, was linked with a move to Chelsea. Now, I know what you're going to say. Everybody's linked with a move to Chelsea. Even Ashley Barnes once had a link to Chelsea. But this is something that's needed. Like I said, a left back is something. And that's just to answer your question there as well, Henry. What positions do you need? At the moment, we're going to need a centre-back with CJ leaving on a free. We also don't know the situation with Josh Brownhill. Is he signing a new deal? We've offered 3 or 4 different options to him. Let's see. I think it depends who picks up the phone and obviously gives him a call, see what he's into, what he's looking at. He's 30. You can't begrudge him the move. He's dedicated quite a few years to us as well. So if he wants to crack at a good club, I'm not saying that we're a bad club, but a established Premier League side, then fair play to him. But I hope he does stay, because if not, we're going to need a central midfielder. And we need goals. One thing we struggle with, and I know that sounds silly for a team who finished second, and literally milliseconds at the end of the last game of the season, we only finished second because of Leeds having to do some, such a nightmare was that. I can't stand Leeds at the best of times, but to sucker punch us in the dying minutes was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Mr. Rodriguez is in the chat. How are you doing? All is good, mate. And don't worry about being late. That's the best thing about this, is you can just go back and watch it. Whenever. But yeah, the signings that we're looking at look absolutely formidable. And Sam the Man is in as well. He says, my favourite claret. Welcome back. I don't know. I've drank a few different bottles of claret, but if I'm your favourite, I will take it. I will take that. And yes, Sam obviously runs the Absolute Football podcast, which I'm massively proud to be a part of. And I'm looking forward to continuing that collaboration into next season as well. Henry, no, this is last season's away shirt. Our new season shirt hasn't even been unveiled yet, but should be unveiled next month, from what I hear. So time will tell. TNC says that Hartman gives him Matson vibes, like deja vu of Matson. You know what? I can see that. I can see that, and I wish we'd have signed Matson, but yeah, Hartman. I'm so buzzing about that signing. Absolutely buzzing about that signing, and that is true. We can't talk live, can we? If you're on catch up. Luke says Ashley Barnes is another one who's discussing a new contract, I think, or he's already signed one. Yes, it is indeed. I don't think he'll get much game time, but I think if we do offer him terms, it will be very similar to, you remember the days when we had Joe Hart? It'll be having that voice in the dressing room, making sure that we've got, that camaraderie. I think you could see it in January when Barnes came in, how much we gelled and pushed through the second half of the season. And I think it's having that father-like figure, like Barnes in there, who's been in around it, the relegations, the promotions. He knows what he is doing. So, yeah, I hope he stays on in some sort of capacity, whether it is a player but not part of the 25. Who knows? But TNC says there, Barnes signing for morale when we're getting battered 5-0. Yeah, just someone to bring on so we can go, way at least once in the game. And yeah, I saw Henry back with Adidas. It won't be that bad to see Burnley back with Adidas as well, like they were back in the day. I think that would be fantastic as well. Just going to the phone and obviously social media. Another name that was linked with us was the return of Dara Rocher. Now, when I saw this link, I was like, no. A guy who's going to march in and be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be here anymore, just because everybody else was chapping on the manager's door. For me, I'm glad we're not looking at that. And to put that rumour to bed, in the last hour, he has signed a contract extension at Ipswich till 2030. So Dara Rocher is off the table. Thank God. Absolutely. Thank God. Trudge is in. How you doing? He says, good luck next season. Hope you smash it. And really appreciate that, especially from a hammer, as you say. And yeah, speaking of hammers, that was a bit of a strange one that came out of Burnley today, weren't it? Like Burnley having a game of football with Iron Maiden. Now, I bought my mum tickets to see Iron Maiden for Christmas. So we went on Sunday to the co-op and watched them. And they were absolutely brilliant. Like, to say they're in the 60s, still rocking on, throwing guitars around their head, and Jimi Hendrix in it out in front of them, bringing Eddie out on stage. Absolutely unbelievable. And to see that with my mum was amazing. Memories I'll have for the rest of my life. But then to see this morning, literally 2 days later, that the day after the concert, they turned up in Burnley and had a game with Burnley staff members. And this is Raven Age as well as them. I was just like, just blew my mind, and I wish I was there or a fly on the wall. So yeah, they drew 3-3 as well. Trudge drew 3-3. So it was Burnley staff members against. I think it was. They were the members of Raven Age who were supporting Iron Maiden. The bassist as well. Sorry, my mum's just put all the pictures on for from when we went. But yeah, there was the bassist as well. He played. We also had their road crew, support band, the band's management, and yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I haven't got the picture loaded up, but there you go. There's the bassist with Jack Cork wearing their Hammers kit as well, Trudge, with Iron Maiden written on, but something else, absolutely something else, and just like I say, my mind were blown. Going back to the transfers as well, obviously there was the lad from Lazio, so I think it's called Loom Tashuna. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. It's typical Burnley to start delving into the foreign market and signing players whose names just are like, poof. But apparently we have increased our offer for Loom. Let's call him Loom. It might be Lum or however it's pronounced, but Loom. Uh, we've increased it to 15 million euros reportedly. But then this is the problem with social media. This is now being reported, but it's also come out that Maurizio Sarri, who's the manager there at Lazio, has said he doesn't want to sell anybody just yet. He wants to get them back in for training, wants to get a visual on everyone, and then see who goes where and what's next. So yeah, it should be interesting. Again, he's another young player, only in his early 20s. I think 21. But I think he's a winger slash forward. So I'm sure Burnley will have a lot more irons in the fire. But speaking of people making decisions as well, Scott Parker was on a 3-man shortlist for the Brentford job, and it looks like Brentford are set to appoint former bastard, we can say it, Keith Andrews looks set to be the new manager of Brentford. It looks like they are set to appoint Keith Andrews, which shortens the odds drastically on Scott Parker, which should be good. Going back to your comments, let's have a look. Henry said, "What made you leave StreamYard? Have you seen how dear it got? Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous." And with my job as well, it would just get in, to even be able to put a show out or something else. Luke says, Dario Shea, I feel, didn't even want to play for Burnley. I think he only signed for Vincent Kompany to get the move down to stuff. He didn't want to go to Ipswich. I can tell you that now. He didn't want to go to Ipswich. He pushed for a move to Wolves. Wolves never came in. His agent rang up and said that Wolves have come in. Burnley said, well, we've heard nothing. And then he's like, well, I want to go Wolves. And he said, well, we've not had an offer from Wolves. In the end, it got down to the point where it was only Ipswich that came in. And because there were players leaving left, right and centre, he said, fine, I'll go to Ipswich, and ended up going. So if he's going to spit his dummy out and wants to go down there, good luck to him. So that's why, for me, it wasn't something I was overly interested in terms of his return. Trust said, used to see Rod Stewart play a lot, but he's 80 now. Yeah, he did. He used to do a lot of the charity matches, like you said. Yeah, did a lot of the charity matches, especially at Celtic Park. Saw a few of them. TNC says, 100 quid on the Bob Loaders, pronouncing it Liam Tuna. Yeah, that's believable. Massively believable. I'm hoping to do quite a lot of live streams as well this year. A lot of match previews. If I can't get to the games, we should be able to have a lot of watch-alongs, fingers crossed, and put a lot of content out for you guys to watch. Don't count me on it. This is the first one back, and hopefully this is going to just progress steadily. But while the season's out, let's see how it goes. So yeah, Scott Parker will be staying. In other news, players going out. We've said James Trafford to Newcastle is potential. That's discussions ongoing. Another one, though, which I found a little bit interesting, was Owen Dodgson. Now, obviously, he went to Dundee a few years back, spent last season on loan at Burton Albion. He's another one that is linked with a move to Luton. Now, let's not forget, Luton obviously came to the Premier League with us, but they had back-to-back relegations and are in desperate need of a left-back. So Owen Dodgson is 22 now. We can't keep loaning him out. If he's going to play for Burnley, he's going to have to play for Burnley now or at some point. So do we loan him to Luton and hope that he comes back of a quality player? Or will it be a loan with a view to a permanent? There's a few clubs sniffing around. I've heard Swindon, and also I think MK Dons I'm not entirely sure. But again, speaking of Dons, AFC Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon, the real Dons, not the franchise. They are looking at Dara Costello. Now, obviously, we had a bulk of loan players go out on loan last year, and we're going to try and ship them on. I'm talking what Cherlinov, Obafemi, um, Amdouni, pretty much. You know, as much as he's come back, we could be looking at losing Zeki as well. But from what I got told at the fixture breakfast, one of the loanees, they didn't say who, was linked and was set to go to a move to a club in Israel. However, yeah, the less said about all that, the better. So that move didn't come about. Either way, we've all seen the news of Alan Pace buying Espanyol, which is very interesting indeed. A lot of people saying that Espanyol are very good, especially from the Barcelona side of things, that they get a lot of the youth players through. Barcelona then try tapping them up. But if we've got first dibs on them, we could be doing like the Watford Udinese model, and sort of go down there of bringing players through that way. So that's interesting. I've seen a lot of people online saying, "Oh, Pace is going to sell us out when the success at Espanyol kicks in." I don't think he will. I don't think he will, and I'll bring it up at the next fan board meeting as well, and just say, "Look, what's the situation? You know, is Burnley priority? Is that Burnley going to be number one? What was the main purpose for doing this when you've already got this club to try and run?" So I will put that question to them and ask them, and see what we do. But TNC said it is a good move for Dodgson. Not going to be a regular for us, and I totally agree. Also, then says a lot of Deadwood needs gone, so will be an interesting window. Yeah, I can see a few going out. A good 4, 5, or 6. I know Parker likes a nice tight squad. He doesn't want to work with such a big squad like we had with Vinny. And yeah, on the women's front as well, Henry, well said. The news about the women's team with a new manager. Yeah, Matt Beard, the former Liverpool women's manager, which is a real coup for us because I think last year we got the manager of the year as well before he left, or the year before. His record is fantastic, and especially for the level we're at, and our women becoming full-time professionals this year as well, I think is absolutely fantastic. So we'll have to see what happens on that front. I'm interested to see what goes on in the women's game, and we will speak a lot more about the women's game on here as well. Fingers crossed we can get a few people in that go to the women's games, and we can speak openly about what's been going on week after week from the because we failed with our application for the WSL 2, with the unwashed arseholes calling it a day on their women's side in that league to drop down because of what was it? There was so much they had to meet the criteria, and they said we can't do it anymore. So goes to show that the grass isn't always greener, especially after 95, is it? Yes, again, going back to Zeki as well. Zeki has been linked with interest from multiple clubs in the Bundesliga. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be returning with Vinny. That would be really interesting, especially when they've got Harry Kane there. But let's see what happens on that front. As I say, Hartman was reported to have his medical today. The agreement was the fee of 7.7 million plus 2.55 million in add-ons, which is, like I say, absolutely a steal, 100% steal. Max Weiss, the 21-year-old keeper, for about 5.5 mil. Like, it's dirt cheap. Like, these are good signings, really good signings that potentially will have a good say in our future. Any more news coming in? Like I say, check out our socials. We'll keep putting stuff out, the news reports and things like that. But it's been half an hour. I've tried to blag the 2 signings for as much as I can. And yeah, it's just been good to get back on and speak to you guys as well. Like I said, do stick with us. Do stick with us. We are going to be putting out more content as and when we can. And like I say, it is going to be something that hopefully long term, we're going to be back. In fact, there's no hopefully about it. We're back. We're back. Roll on the season, roll on Scott Parker's men, and let's see what we can do in the Premier League. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. And yeah, drop us a like, show us some love. Take care.